I haven't been on Substack for a while, so I thought I'd make a video, and apologies and thank you to everyone who's patient with my uploading. So today I wanted to talk about swimming pool stories, because since Sam died I've been swimming nearly every day, with some little breaks, but mostly swimming every day in the sea or the docks or the pool. And recently, I'd say the last few weeks, I've been really getting into swimming pool stories and the psychology of the swimming pool. I wanted to first read you the poem that I wrote about swimming and healing and grief. It's called In the Beginning. In the beginning, I crawled into vast oceans and seas, Atlantic, Pacific, Irish, unending expansiveness, possibilities, no limitations, the huge endless blue portal of early grief. It felt like evolution. Later I climbed down old steel ladders into Liverpool's urban docks, industrial, iconic. Far out I swam deep rusty water away from the high walls, the freezing numb protection of not really being here. It still felt possible to start over. Now I swim daily in Liverpool University pool, ticketed chlorine, bleached reality, staying in my lane, swimming clockwise in lukewarm water. Sometimes it feels like sleepwalking. People imagine the grieving want to move on from their grief, while I long for its otherworldly intensity and freedom, its sharp clarity, its closeness to her. So I think because I've been swimming so consistently, and maybe I've just been noticing other things rather than just, the magic of I'm swimming, I'm in the water, I've started noticing the people who show up in my swimming world at the pool. And I mostly swim around the same time, so it's the same kind of people that come daily. And I noticed that I've started unconsciously stereotyping them and putting them into groups. So, and there's the eccentric characters as well that stand out. There is the woman who swims like a bit like a dying fly, so it's very violent movements, and they're wild, and they're like deeply splashing, so everyone is like behind her. You don't want to get behind the dying fly. And I love her wildness and eccentricity and total unawareness of anyone around her or what she's doing. I would like to live a little bit more like this woman. There's also, tends to be men, I have to say, those who swim up and down the slow lane, absolutely oblivious to everyone else, not going clockwise like you're supposed to, just willy-nilly swimming up and down, into other people, knocking people out. They swim with their heads down and kind of like bash into everyone as they're swimming, and we all roll our eyes, and some of us like make comments like everyone's a law to themselves in this pool. We huff and puff, or sometimes really roll our eyes, which I'm really good at, if they're just really wild. So they are the oblivious to anyone else swimmers who, just seem to feel like they own the pool and can swim anywhere. And sometimes the lifeguards who, well, I wonder whether they're studying the psychology of everybody swimming. Sometimes they pull them up and they're like, hey mate, you can't just swim where you want, there's a path to follow here, you're just bashing into everyone. And we all smile smugly and happily that they've been reprimanded. My favourite group are the iconic older women swimmers. Some of them must be in their 80s. They often have beautiful grey and white hair, fabulous swimsuits, incredible, strong, fabulous bodies, and they are fierce. fierce, fabulous older women. You know, sometimes they do kindly say hello, but you look like if you cross them, they would tell you, you know, fierce, strong, fabulous women who swim every day, got strong, fabulous bodies. I want to be them when I grow up. I'd love to make friends with them, but sometimes they give off that kind of like, yes, I'm here, I'm doing my own thing, but I'm not up for chatting. So if you are any of those grey-haired, older, fabulous women, yes, I want to be you, and I want to be your friend. A new phenomenon has been happening in our pool the last week or so, and it's kind of getting into a funny, it's becoming a little sketch thing amongst my friends, and we've noticed that it's in the middle lane, which I don't usually pay much attention to. And it is like a kind of David Hockney 70s, 80s California swimming pool scene. Now this is very stereotypical, and I don't know if this is actually the truth, but it seems to me like a group of very gay men are gathering in the middle lane, and they're standing at the deep end. They've got fabulous bodies, amazing muscles, some of them have got moustaches. It's really 70s, 80s vibe going on, and they tend to arrange themselves just where their arms are out the water, their muscles are flexing, and not much swimming goes on, but a lot of kind of muscle flexing at the end of the pool and flirting with each other. Now this could be not what's going on and very unkind, but I think this is what seems to be going on, and the last few days it's kind of intensified. Yesterday when I went in, one of them was blow drying his underarm hair at the hair drying kind of station before swimming. I was mesmerised. I thought that was quite fabulous. I was swimming with a friend yesterday, and she was like that to them, not out loud, just kind of into the air, saying, make the most of this, boys. This is a fleeting moment of fabulousness in your life, and it will go. So just live wildly and make the most of this. So the David Hockney boys in the middle lane. The fast lane is so far away from me, and people are going up and down so fast that I don't really look. And then of course, just when you think, oh, I've got like a quiet hour, there's no one in the water, the gangs of children come in from the schools, and it's like the dread on everyone's face in the pool. It's like, oh no. And I love the sound of children playing, screaming, messing about in the water. But I am worried that they wee a lot in the water. Now, is that unfair? I don't know. But I tend to get out quickly when the kids get in and feel very sorry for the teachers. So, do you swim? Do you swim every day? Am I the only one who kind of makes up these stereotypical stories about people in the pool, categorises people, and makes up whole worlds, whole stories about the people who swim? Of course, if I met people outside the pool, I would say to them, tell me about yourself, what's your story, who are you, and be just fascinated without imposing these ideas about who they might already be. But in the pool, where we don't tend to speak, but we see each other every day for maybe an hour, my mind goes into writing novels about the people in the pool. In the summer, last summer, I took my beautiful, kind, fabulous lodger for a swim to the pool, and he said to me, I bet you, he said it in a kind way, I bet you are one of those swimmers who's like a middle-aged woman who doesn't get her hair wet and does breaststroke very quietly and slowly in the slow lane, never gets her hair wet and never splashes or gets out of breath. I stood back and I was a bit indignant, and then I thought, that is me completely. It isn't who I am in real life. I'm wild, a risk taker, fabulous, a deep diver in life, but in the pool, that's exactly who I am. Do you have pool stories? Do you have characters and make stories in your head about people that you swim with? I'd love to hear more. Today, this is my sharing with you about swimming pool tales. Love you.